guys? Ooh, it bubbles in my throat. What's up guys, my name is Courtney Budson and this is What's for Din. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys something that's ultimately delicious. I'm going to be showing you how to make your own homemade apple butter. Not only does this make your whole house smell like nothing better in the entire world, but it tastes absolutely delicious. You can put it on your toast, you can put it in your oatmeal, you can add it to soups to add a little bit of a different flavor. There's so many different ways that you guys can use it. You're going to love it. And since we just recently went to the cider mill, we got some fresh apples. I don't know about you guys, but here in Michigan, as soon as the first leaf falls, everyone stampedes to the cider mills and we just get apple everything. So without further ado, put on your coziest sweater you have and grab a really warm blankie because you're about to be sniffing the best smells of your life for about 12 hours straight. Woo! Okay, now my hair is all screwed up. So obviously the first thing you're gonna need are some delicious apples. Now I'm using Honeycrisp apples. You can use a variety of apples, but keep in mind that if you are gonna use more of a tart apple, you're gonna have to use a little bit extra sugar to balance out the tartness. So obviously I went ahead and peeled these up really nice, and then I used an apple core to slice them up because trust me, that's gonna be your best friend. If you make this recipe, it makes life a lot easier. And then I went ahead and just chopped them up into smaller chunks so that they break down a little bit faster and it cuts down on a little bit of the cooking time. So the first thing you wanna do, which is really important, is taste test your apples because you wanna see if they're really sweet, if they're really tart, because if they're really sweet, you're gonna wanna use less sugar than what I'm using, and if they're tart, you may want to use more. So your quantity of sugar may be a little bit different from mine, so just kind of play it by ear and kind of go with your own taste buds when it comes to how much sugar you wanna use. So I'm gonna use my slow cooker to make this. I've never done it in an oven. To me, slow cooking is the best because you can leave it and forget about it and not worry about it. So to my apples, I'm gonna add my white granulated sugar and a little bit of brown sugar. And for spices, I'm adding some pumpkin spice. Now you're probably wondering, why am I using pumpkin spice? It's just a really good balance of cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and nutmeg, and that's personally what I like to use. You can use really any kind of spices you want. And before we add any of the wet ingredients, I'm gonna go ahead and just mix this all together. Oh my gosh, it already smells amazing. All right, screw the spoon. And in the meantime, you can fire up your slow cooker on high so you can give it a head start. All right, that's nice and mixed. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of lemon juice. Now I'm also gonna add some fresh cider. Now we got this when we got the apples at the cider mill, so it's some good quality stuff. So go ahead and add that. And then we're gonna give it one last mix. It smells like Yankee Candle combined with Starbucks PSL, combined with heaven, combined with Lord have mercy. So all we have left to do is to pop a lid on the slow cooker, and we're gonna cook it on high for the first hour, and then after that, we're gonna crank it down to low, and you're gonna cook it on low for about 10 to 12 hours. Now, like I said, it depends on your apples, it depends on your slow cooker. I really can't tell you a specific time because there's so many different factors that come into play with how long you should cook this. So I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's there, and then we'll go on to the next step. So after cooking it for about 10 hours, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's pretty chunky, but those apples are super tender and they break apart really easily. So at this point, I like to take my immersion blender and blend it all up. Now this is optional. You can leave it chunky if you want, but I particularly like it this way. So at this point, you can see that it's not very thick, and I like mine to be pretty thick. So I like to cook it a little bit longer so that it thickens up more. So I turn my slow cooker on high and I let it cook without the cover on for about 2 to 3 hours, and I make sure I stir it every like 45 minutes or so it doesn't burn. So you'll know when it's done when it doesn't have a lot of excess liquid. So this is how I like to test it. I take a white bowl and I put a spoonful of the apple butter in. And if there's a pool of liquid surrounding the apple butter, that means it's not quite done. But if there's barely any and I can actually lift up the plate without it dripping down, that's how I know it's done. And at this stage, I like to add a little bit of vanilla extract. For some reason, my camera didn't record this, so just pretend that you saw it. Then you can throw it in some mason jars, throw it in the refrigerator where it's gonna thicken up just a little bit, and you're stocked on apple butter for about 2 to 3 weeks. So this is the beautiful final product. I cannot stress enough how amazing it smells in here. I am addicted to just inhaling today because it's just, I can't get enough of it. So my favorite way to have it is on a bagel with some cream cheese and a little bit of a lot of it of this apple butter. It's just, for some reason, the combination is just amazing. Oh my good gracious Lord. Touchdown. Big touchdown. You literally just eat it with a spoon. Take my jar with my spoon and just eat the whole thing. I need to be left alone with this bagel because I'm drooling because I need another bite, so I'm gonna close out this video. If you guys wanna remake this recipe, just look below in the description box. I'll have all the measurements as well as the written instructions. And if you did like this video, don't forget to smack that like button. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe because I have many more recipes to come. And as always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time. Peace.